Hi all, my name is Haley Comet and welcome to my cosmic corner of the internet where we discuss all things astrology, and today all things Taurus ascendant, how it is that you see the world and how the world sees you through this sensual, stable Taurus lens. The ascendant in astrology is such an impactful component to your natal chart that I really would encourage anyone to dive more deeply into. Its significance is very much downplayed. A lot of people will refer to it as the mask, but it goes so much deeper than just a mask that you wear. It is you, how it is that you look out at the world, how it is that the people perceive your energy, your aura, even your appearance is indicated from your ascendant. So we're breaking down what it means if you have Taurus rising in the east at the moment that you were born, which is how your rising sign is set, and what this means about you. If you wouldn't mind, if any part of this video resonates, makes you feel seen, heard, understood, if you could just drop a like, comment, subscribe, any little button you want to hit below there, honestly, really just helps me as a cosmic content creator. But without further ado, let's start with Taurus rising, how it is that you see the world. So you see the world through this lens of comfort, of stability, of security, and of sensuality. You live your life through the senses, and this is why your taste is so superb. And that taste extends beyond just furniture and clothes. It's also like you can have really refined palates when it comes to food. Like when my Taurus rising friends suggest a restaurant or a food item, I run. I do not walk, I run, because with Taurus rising, you live your life through sight, through smell, through taste, through touch, through hearing. So it's like you typically will have amazing taste when it comes to all of those departments, as well as an attunement to them. You have a strong mind-body connection where it's like you could particularly detest if anything is uncomfortable, if anything is displeasing to the senses, because you live your life through such a sensual lens, and you do crave comfort, for good and for bad. And with your attunement to the senses, this can be a beautiful thing in that you have amazing taste. You typically will have your own unique style. You typically are someone who is kind of unswayed by trends. You like what you like, you know what you like, and that's that. There can be at times troubles with indulgences in that when you want something, you want it because you are a fixed rising. So with a fixed ascendant, you can be very stubborn. You like what you like and you want what you want. So it's like you don't think twice when it comes to indulgences. Like it's like, oh, $30 dumplings, but you'll deliver them to my door in 20 minutes? Sold. This hand cream is $85 and imported from France, but it smells of buttercream and lavender. I want that right now. Like, because you live your life in such a tangible, sensual way, you can be quite the material girl. However, you do have the work ethic to back it up. We'll get into that in a moment. You are so attuned to senses that it's like if you want something, you want it now. It can be very hard for you to restrict or to cut back or to budget or to limit yourself because you live your life in such a tangible, sensual way that that's how you interact with this planet, is through cultivating beautiful things and beautiful plants and eating delicious food and just indulging all the senses and candles and bubble baths. Like, you want to live in a reality that feels good, smells good, tastes good. So it could be really hard for you to just eat the cauliflower gnocchi that you know you should eat because you got it 7 days ago when your heart really wants dumplings. Like, I found my Taurus rising friend, typically they'll just go ahead and order the dumplings. They love to indulge, right? And like I said, you guys have the work ethic to back it up. So it's not like you guys are living in some sort of fantasy or dream world. You guys are very grounded and very hardworking. Like, you are slow and steady, and you are mindful about how it is that you exert your energy. And as an earth sign, you differ from your other earth signs, Virgo and Capricorn, in that while you are a hard worker, while you work slowly and steadily towards what it is that you value, you do not burn yourself out. And you also typically have a really lovely organic relationship to working, in that you work hard, you set your goal on the target, you work hard to enjoy the material delights that you enjoy, right? But like when you're off, you're off. And it's like, you'll work hard, but you'll rest hard. Like, you'll enjoy your life hard. Like, there isn't really an energy around needing to be on call all of the time, unless you do have a lot of like Virgo or Capricorn within your chart, or feeling this energy around feeling like you have to give more of yourself to work than it necessarily calls for. Like, Taurus rising is typically so present and so grounded when they're at work, but when they're off, baby, you better not call them. They're eating dumplings. They're eating dumplings. And I really appreciate that about Taurus rising is the boundaries that you have. Because as a Taurus rising, it's a very patient, slow and steady energy. Like, you might despise when people tell you to rush or to go faster or to overexert yourself, because you have such a strong mind-body connection. You know your limits. You know what you need. You know that you would be so much more productive if you took a nap. You know that this project, your boss wants it done in 2 weeks, but you're like, for it to be, built on a strong foundation, this is going to take 3 weeks. Like, you can move very slowly and steadily with things, but it's almost the energy of a builder, where it's like you really take your time to lay out the foundation and to build the walls. And you have this slow and steady energy because what it is that you build and what it is that you value, you want to build to last. Which is why when Taurus rising sets their eye on a target, they make it happen for themselves. And it can be very hard for them to shift gears. Like, you want your Taurus rising person on a project because they will finish what they start. Yes, maybe slower than you would necessarily want, but they will finish what they start. Here's where that can be a downside, love. Taurus rising is so loyal because, like I said, there's this steadiness to you. You aren't someone who fakes the funk or like wastes your energy pretending to be something you're not. Like I said, with Taurus rising, you have a really organic, lovely connection to your own energy, in that you know what it is that you need. You work towards what it is that you value. You make sure to rest and nurture your body when you are not working. And it's like you're not going to exert the energy into fake relationships or fake connections or anything of that nature. But once you are connected, it's like, because you have this staying power where it's like you finish what you start, it can be hard for you to walk away from connections that have outlived their expiration date, because there is this energy of steadiness about you, and you are so loyal, you are so grounded, that at times it could be hard for you to walk away from things even if they're no longer serving you. Because in your mind, there could almost be this energy, because you have this builder's mindset around finishing what you start, slow and steady. There could be this energy around, well, they'll change, it just needs more time. Meanwhile, what Taurus risings can be vulnerable to is people siphoning your energy. You're taking advantage of your groundedness and your hard work, because it's not that you just indulge your own desires. Like, Taurus risings are so generous. Oh my gosh. Some of my favorite gifts I've ever been given are for Taurus risings, because they have such an attunement with the physical world, things that you can taste and touch and see and smell. And they are so loving, and they express their love very tangibly. They typically love to cuddle, but they also love to express it through like gifts, through cooking you food. Like, they just relate to the world in a very sort of physical, material way. And while that's a beautiful thing, at times their loyalty can be undeserved, and they can stick in connections not because they're really feeling valued within it, but just because it's almost like sunken cost fallacy, where they're like, oh, I've put so much energy into this, I don't want to walk away from it, right? They have that builder's mindset. They don't want to build a house halfway, and they're so loyal, and the connection can feel so familiar, it can be hard for them to shift gears. Because that's the thing, Taurus risings, you need to be mindful of comfort. Like I said, it's beautiful how comfortable you are. I love that these are the individuals who always have like the cozy blankets and the silk pillowcases. Like, they know what's comfy, they know what's relaxing. They live in the most beautiful apartments. I just love their style, and their sense of comfort is really cute and endearing. But you need to be mindful of sticking in situations just because they're comfortable and familiar, and because you've already exerted energy into them, rather than because you are genuinely feeling valued within the connection. Just so important for you to decipher, am I staying this because it's comfy, or am I genuinely feeling valued and challenged to grow within this connection? Just because something is comfortable doesn't mean it is helpful, especially for your life journey. So that's important, because I've just found that Taurus rising can have a tendency to cling even if something's not serving them, because it's like, well, this is comfortable, this is familiar, put energy toward this. And it's like, with Taurus risings, you cannot change their mind. Like, you have that single-minded energy as a Taurus rising, where it's like you want what you want. So it could be hard if there's like a crush who doesn't like you back, or a friend who, the friendship is falling apart. It could be really hard because, like, well, that's what I want. That's what I set my sights on. But it's like, by the same token, Taurus rising is one of the most challenging signs, I think, to get to fall in love with you or to like you, because it's like they are so particular about what it is that they like and who it is that they like. It's not that you necessarily have like sky high standards that no one can reach, but you have a type and you have preferences and you dial into your preferences. And if like something's not that, you're content with waiting for what it is that you genuinely want. Every sign in the zodiac is here to learn a different lesson. And Taurus, as the second sign of the zodiac, is essentially here to learn about how to relate to the world in a very physical, tangible way through possessions. I highlight this here because I do want to say that Taurus risings can be possessive with what it is they set their sights on and who it is that they set their sights on. They can be a bit jealous and want that person's attention all to themselves or want that thing all to themselves. But they essentially have a life journey within their astrological chart around learning to relate to the world in terms of possessions. But just keep in mind that people are not possessions. This is why I find that Taurus risings can be really gifted manifestors, not so much from like the ethereal, spiritual way of like Pisces or whatever, but from a very sort of patient way. Like, you are patient. You will wait until it's something that you genuinely want. You will wait until the dumplings can arrive to your doorstep. Like, you do not settle for what it is that you do not want. Because with this natural sort of money smarts or money intelligence, Taurians on this planet in astrology are gifted in being able to acquire the material resources necessary in order to create the beautiful world that you adore. So to be able to eat the food that you adore, fill your home with the furniture that you adore, find the art that you adore, but you are being asked to work for it yourself in that slow, steady, dependable Taurus fashion. And as a Taurus rising, you are ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty, charisma, love, which is what makes you guys so stylish and so beautiful. So do look at your Venus within your chart, see what sign it's in and what house it's in, as this is more impactful for your journey. Next, let's discuss how it is that the world sees you. So people see you as this very grounding present, which, like I said, be mindful that people don't take advantage of that, because Taurus risings, they have this energy where it's just like steady. They're just dependable. You know what to expect from them. And oftentimes people can get a little bit too comfortable crying on your shoulders, coming to you for guidance, because there's just this energy where you are very grounded. You are very dependable. You almost just exude this energy where people just feel sort of safe around you. And it's not necessarily that people, will always like emotionally open up to you, but there'll just be this energy where you just exude this aura of just groundedness, safeness, where it's almost like in your energy, people's nervous systems just sort of like relaxes and they just feel at ease. Like, you are literally fuzzy slippers in a human being. Like, you just put them on and you feel at ease and you feel more comfortable. And people also perceive you as someone who is a hard worker, a loyal, dependable friend, someone that you can genuinely turn to. Like I said, I have a lot of Taurus rising friends, and I see them through their taste. Like, literally, they always have the most exquisite taste. I've noticed, like, style-wise, Taurus risings are very drawn to neutrals. They're drawn to objects and clothes of quality. Like, they do not settle for things that just fall apart after 2 washes. Like, they will wait to buy the $240 jeans because they know that they're up to their standards. So appearance-wise, firstly, obviously, without being said, Taurus risings are stunning. Like, when you're ruled by Venus, you're just stunning. And there's just something sort of grounding and earthy about Taurus risings. Typically, I've noticed they sort of have square foreheads, sometimes square jaws. Their eyes, there's something about their eyes that always catches me. Like, kind of like almond eyes for sure. There's something about their jaw that you will notice. Taurus does rule the neck, so sometimes they can have really sturdiness. There's just a sturdiness to them, where typically they'll kind of have a sturdiness to their shoulders, sturdiness to their neck. It just almost like visually communicates how these are individuals that you can rely on, that you can trust, that you can go to, right? It's not someone who will blow over in the wind. They just have this sturdiness to them. Another way to spot a Taurus rising is through their voices. So as highlighted earlier, Taurus rules the throat. So typically Taurus risings have a very calm, languid way of moving about the world, of carrying themselves as well as communicating, and a loveliness to their tonality, whether it is talking or singing. always so stunning. I mean, when you're ruled by Venus, you can't help but be absolutely stunning. And I do want to highlight that while people see you for being dependable and hardworking, you don't exude the dependable side of your personality right away. Like sometimes people can perceive Taurus rising and find them a bit detached or a bit stuck up simply because you have to earn a Taurus's love and attention. Again, once you earn it, you'll have it for eons because they are one of the most loyal, dependable signs, but it's not something that they're gonna exert or give you right away. Like I said, Taurians are smart about their energy. They invest where they will reap returns, so they don't just throw out their energy willy-nilly. Like they need to see that you are worthy of investing their time and energy into. And as an earth sign, I think when I'm around Taurus risings, I literally get the vibe around being by a tree. And I know that sounds so strange, but it's like this grounded, dependable energy. And many Taurus risings do really enjoy nature, being immersed in nature. I think one of the most beautiful quotes that really applies to Taurus risings is like, nature is never in a rush, but everything gets done. I think Taurus sort of channels that themselves, where it's like they won't be in a rush. They're going to work slow and steadily towards what it is that they want, and everything will get done. They're smart about how they exert their energy. So they just have this grounded energy about them, not unlike being around a forest or a lake or any other nature scene, which typically Taurus risings are drawn to. So loves, do let me know what resonated within this video. If you can't tell, I do adore my Taurus risings so much. And I can't believe there's one more video left in this series. Do let me know if there's any other placement series that you would be interested in seeing here on my YouTube channel. My Instagram handle is @HaleyCommentAstrology. My TikTok is the same. I would love to connect with you over there. And until we meet again, drink lots of water and stay cosmic.